Hello everyone. Thank you very much for watching Sigma Stage Online. I am Kazuya Maki, CEO of Sigma Corporation. Today, I'm very excited to introduce you to two new Sigma lenses. What we are announcing today is Sigma 90mm F2.8 DG DN Contemporary and 24mm F2 DG DN Contemporary. The DG DN designation means that these lenses are designed specifically for full-frame mirrorless cameras. These lenses are available in L mount and Sony E mount. These lenses are a new addition to Sigma I series range, which is a special collection of lenses that sit in our contemporary line. Sigma I series optics are designed to be very compact, but with excellent build quality and superb optical quality. So, taking this opportunity, I'd like just briefly review the concept of our I series. The core concept of I series was to create premium compact primes. Until we introduced I series range, the majority of compact lenses are positioned at the lower end of the market for entry-level optics. In order to keep the production cost low, they are usually made with plastic housings, and many lacked some basic features such as focus mode switch. So our goal with the introduction of the I series was to satisfy the needs of the customers who needs compact lens but with premium build and excellent image quality. In order to achieve this vision, we decided to construct our I series lenses with entirely full metal housings. Focus ring and aperture ring are also made entirely out of metal, so all the groups on these rings and on the hood are machined one by one. All these parts are manufactured with very tight tolerances, so it gives focus ring and aperture ring a very nice operational feel. Such a superior operational feel that we implemented in our I series was the result of our experience and expertise that we gained from manufacturing our cine lenses. As you know, cine lenses are used by the professional cinematographers who has extremely high standards when it comes to optical quality and build quality. Our continuous effort to satisfy the needs of the high-end cinematographers, we gained the technologies and the craftsmanship to achieve it, and we applied it to our I series product. So with the addition these two new lenses, now Sigma I series has 6 lenses in total. They are 24mm f3.5, 45mm f2.8, and this new 90mm F2.8. As for F2 series, we have 35mm F2, 65mm F2, and this new 24mm F2. Under the same concept, we have a range of different focal lengths available. So from now on, I'd like to share with you the concept and features of each lens. I will start with 90mm F2.8 DG DN Contemporary. What we aim to achieve with this lens was a super compact size. As you can see here, it easily fits in the palm of your hand. We believe that this is amazing achievement considering the mid-telephoto focal length of 90mm. It also perfectly matches with Sigma FP series of cameras, which is smallest and the lightest full-frame mirrorless cameras on the market today. Actually, the optical designer and the mechanical designer who developed this lens aim to make it the perfect match with our FP series. The length of this lens for L mount is 59.7mm and the maximum diameter is 46mm. The weight is 295 grams. This lens was designed to be very compact, but we also aim to achieve the very high optical performance. This lens uses the 5 SLD elements, which are shown in the lens construction diagram on the left. Actually, there are 11 elements in total. So we use these special elements SLD elements in almost half of the elements in the lens. The MTF curve on the right indicates that this lens can create a very sharp and high contrast image from center to corners. Actually, we aim to achieve this level of optical performance because we know that this lens would be used in many different photographic applications, including portrait, landscape, still life, and so on. The key to achieve this high optical performance is in the suppression of the longitudinal chromatic aberration and spherical aberration. It's important to suppress these aberrations by the optical design because these aberrations can't be corrected well digitally. We use an aspherical lens in the middle of the lens, which helps to suppress the spherical aberration. Another optical feature of this lens is a close-up focusing. The optical designer of this lens thought carefully how this lens would be used, and he concluded that close-focusing capability would be very useful in many photographic situations. The minimum focus distance of this lens is 50 cm, allowing for a very impressive close-up photos. One more optical feature of this lens is nice soft bokeh, which makes it ideal for portrait. This lens is very sharp on the focus plane, but also have a very attractive bokeh. So in summary, this 90mm F2.8 DG DN Contemporary is designed to be very compact, but also achieve very high optical performance from center to corner with very attractive bokeh. The close focusing capability makes this lens very useful in many different photographic occasions. Next, I'd like to introduce you the 24mm F2 DG DN Contemporary. This lens is also designed to be very compact. The length of this lens for L mount is 72mm and the maximum diameter is 70mm. The weight is 365 grams. This lens uses one FLD element which are shown in yellow in the lens construction diagram on the left, and two SLD elements in blue, and the two aspherical elements with red lines. FLD elements has exactly the same optical characteristics as fluoride. So including FLD, these special elements helps to achieve the very high optical performance. As the MTF curve indicates, this lens optical performance is very good from center to corners. This is 30mm F2 DG DN Contemporary, which is one of our I series lenses in the current lineup. This lens has got a great reputation among reviewers for its superb optical quality. They say that this lens is very sharp on the image focus plane, but have a very nice soft bokeh in front of and behind the subject. The optical designer of the new 24mm aimed to achieve the similar optical characteristics as this 35mm in the new 24mm, so that the current 35mm f2 users will be able to get the similar look and effect from the new 24mm. This is a sample image taken with this new 24mm f2. As you can see here, this lens can create a very sharp and high contrast image from center to corners. This lens also has a very nice soft bokeh. We believe that having an attractive bokeh is very important even for a wide-angle lens. In order to create high-quality images, suppression of the ghosting is very important. Our ghosting specialist team has done a great job in suppressing the ghosting on these two lenses. Here's how they work. Once the new lens design work starts, our ghosting specialist team start working with the optical designer and the mechanical designer to simulate ghosting. If they find the possible causes of the ghosting, they advise designers to change the design to avoid ghosting. And then, once we make a prototype or pre-production model, our ghosting team tests those lenses rigorously with a range of different light sources. And if they find unpredicted ghosting in the image, they again advise designers how to change the lens design to avoid ghosting. And this process will continue until they can be satisfied. This is just one of the examples when they are working on this new 24mm f2. They find unpredicted ghosting in the image in the early prototype, and they changed the lens design, and this ghosting is gone in the following pre-production model. This is another example. We find a very significant ghosting in the image in the early prototype, and our designer changed lens design. So this ghosting is gone in the following pre-production model. So with a great attention to the detail and excellent collaboration between the lens designers and the ghosting team, we could eliminate significant ghosting from these two new lenses. As for the mechanical structure on these two new lenses, both lenses have full metal housing, which is in line with I-series concept, including hood. This full metal housings helps these two lenses have a great solid feel. Once these lenses become available, I hope you will be able to visit the nearest camera store and hold these lenses in your hand and feel how solid they are. Some modern lenses have a metal skin on the plastic housings to achieve both the premium appearance and the low production cost. But all Sigma I-series lenses use real metal parts. We believe that human hand is so delicate and can sense a subtle difference in the texture of the materials. That's why we decided to use the real metal parts for all Sigma I-series lenses. And such metal parts are manufactured with very tight tolerances and assembled with a very high accuracy. So the gaps and the plays between the parts are kept to minimum, which helps to give the focus ring and aperture ring a superb operational feel. Once again, once these lenses become available, I hope you try this superb operational feel with your hand. The autofocusing is very important for mirrorless cameras. So we optimize the focusing system of these two new lenses for the full-frame mirrorless cameras. As a result, we achieved the very smooth, fast, quiet autofocusing with these two new lenses. Both lenses have the focus mode switch. 90mm has a front to back type switch, and 24mm has an arc type switch, just like other I-series f2 lenses. Both lenses are compatible with a magnetic metal lens cap, which is very popular among I-series users. Being magnetic, we were able to make the lens cap design minimal, which is perfectly in line with the I-series design philosophy. As an option, we are offering the lens cap holder. While you are shooting, you can attach the magnetic lens cap on the holder, and also once you finish shooting, you can put it back to the lens quickly. Now I'd like to share with you some sample images taken with these two new lenses. First group of pictures were taken by Mr. Alessandro Sweat. He used 90mm f2.8. He normally uses wider focal lengths, but this time he tried this 90mm. Once he started this lens, he immediately fell in love with this lens for its superb optical quality and smooth, nice soft bokeh. Such a special characteristic of this lens helps to create such a very impressive images. Next group of pictures were taken by Ms. Wen Jin. She also took 90mm F2.8 DG DN. She was so impressed by the image quality and also nice soft bokeh. This lens successfully reproduced the texture of the wet load, and the nice soft bokeh made these lenses very impressive. The next group of pictures were taken by Miss Pauline Shadan. She tried this time 24mm F2. She already used several iSeries lenses already, and she loved them. This time, she also used 24mm and loved this lens too. The compact size of 24mm never bothered her shooting and helps to create impressive images. The superb optical performance of this lens helps to create these impressive images. The last group of pictures were taken by Mr. Mike Lip. He also tried 24mm f2. As I mentioned earlier, this lens has a very nice soft bokeh in front of and behind the subject. And 24mm is very important focal length for landscape, and together with the superb optical quality of this lens, helps to create this impressive landscape photos. So this is a brief introduction of the new 90mm f2.8 and the 24mm f2. For more detail, please visit our website. Now you have many choices from our iSeries, so I'd like to give some thoughts on which lens suits you the best. For those who look for the compact lenses, I recommend you 24mm f3.5, 45mm f2.8, and 90mm f2.8. Owning the Torio would make a nice compact lens kit that covers from wide angle to mid telephoto focal length. For those who look for the compact size as well as fast aperture, I recommend 24mm f2, 35mm f2, and 65mm f2. Like iSeries compact line, this f2 series also covers from wide angle to mid telephoto focal length. I hope you can find the best lens kit from our iSeries. The last but not least, the price of 90mm f2.8 is $639 or 619 euro or 549 pounds. This lens will be available September 24th. The price of 24mm f2 is also $639 or 619 euro or 549 pounds. This lens will also be available September 24th. Thank you very much for watching my presentation till the end. I hope this new 90mm f2.8 and 24mm f2 or our iSeries helps you to create a new photographic experiences. Thank you very much.